We are live. Welcome to the Social Contact Club radio show, and this is Brother Lucas Zana. We are broadcasting live from the Social Contact Club. We are located 3001 North Stockton Hill, Kingman, Arizona. Today's special guest. Before I share with you the special guest, let me just show you the special guest. Hopefully, nothing's gonna fall apart here. And we go. I think I got you there.
A little bit.
Okay, that's enough. Better than me. Mohave County Supervisor Ron Gould. Thank you for coming,
Thanks for
Supervisor
having
Gould.
me, Luca.
Well, I'm very proud of you, I must tell you. Normally, I don't brag much about politicians. I don't like politicians, honestly. But you're one of the few exceptions.
Yeah, the 99% of us make the 1% look bad.
That's true. That's true. But I tell you, there is something about it. Sometimes you find exceptions, and that doesn't mean that we agree on everything every time, but there is some integrity when you find people that stick to their words, what they believe. That's a very good start. I've been knowing the time was Senator Gould. Now it is County Supervisor Ron Gould. How many years? 15 years, I guess, since I came.
Yeah,
Since
it's been quite a while.
quite a while.
I
And go
think
ahead.
it was even before the McCain
Oh yeah, before
voting
that.
record
Oh yeah, before that.
literature thing.
Before that, we meet.
Yeah, I think I knew you a couple of years before
Yeah,
that.
we were there. I was in the Republican Party more active. I was in the Republican Party. I'm no more there. I'm an independent now, but still, I support people, and I don't care which party. But the only party now we have few decent people. It's the Republican Party anyway. And
And people
yes,
forget Ron Paul ran as a Republican.
exactly, exactly. So anyway, we know each other for 15 years or so, and I'm always say, you know what? One of the best reasons to live in Mohave County is because of people like you that you've been representing the constituents in a way that we believe, not just betraying us, just changing their mind and make this county probably the most conservative county, I think, in the United States. Am I right or wrong? What do you
I
think?
think so. I would agree.
You know,
It's a pretty conservative place.
it is the most conservative in Arizona. Am I right or wrong? I think so, right?
It's hard to gauge.
You know?
The When I was in the legislature, I was the number one conservative in the legislature,
Hmm.
and you guys elected me.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we were pretty hard on. We didn't mess around here. And I think also the last election proved that in Arizona we got the biggest numbers behind. Doesn't mean that everybody voting Republican is conservative, but I think compared to other parts of the states, we are.
yeah, I believe we went 86% for Trump, which is
Yeah.
pretty darn high.
So listen, I would
It
like
was
to.
interesting. Lake Havasu, the county's got Lake Havasu down to two precincts now. There's a north precinct that's in my supervisor district, and a southern, which is Buster Johnson's, and it's about maybe 4/5 of Lake Havasu City. But it was funny, the north portion of Havasu went 86 for Trump, and the southern part went 84. So my son said, "God, I didn't know I lived in the liberal part of town."
Wow. So what is exactly your district?
It starts in pretty much Kiowa Boulevard North in Lake
Mhm.
Havasu City, Summit East, Lake Havasu, Desert Hills, Crystal Beach, Havasu Heights, Yucca,
Okay.
Golden Shores, Topak, Mojave Valley, and Fort
Wow.
Mojave. So it goes all the way up the river to the Bullhead City line.
It's a pretty big spread area. When you run for office, it's not like you go in a city. You can couple blocks, you can get your constituents all together. It's kind
Right.
of you need to have first of all a 4-wheel drive here, and then you need to
Yeah,
know where you're going. Otherwise, you get lost in the desert.
for
Okay.
sure. But it's interesting. There's 5 supervisor districts. One of them is Buster Johnson's district's basically all in Lake Havasu City. Hildy
Hmm.
Angus's district is basically all in Bullhead City, but the other 3 districts, mine and Langenfelter's and Bishop's, are all pretty much at least half the population lives outside of city limits.
Yeah, and to reach them is pretty hard. I'm telling you, it's. Before we go ahead, before we proceed, I would like to say a couple of things. I always say with every guest, um, whatever I say in this show, it's my opinion, especially for people out there that they try always to catch some of our guests in something like, oh my God, you agree with Zana. No, doesn't mean that I agree with anyone. I don't think anyone should agree with anyone unless they want to. But more important, whatever I say, it's me, Gianluca Zanna, none of my guests. And I may say pretty crazy stuff. I'm telling you, I'm ready because I'm so full of poison. Even I'm not mad. Try to keep it very professional. I tell you what I feel, and I have no apologies. Whatever I say, I really thinking so much that I'm clear in my mind with my Zanna coffee. I'm not under the influence of any type of alcohol or anything that could impair my mind. Whatever I'm saying, it is out of my will. Let's start with the first thing I would like to say today. I am really concerned, and I would like to call you during interview Supervisor Gould, okay? Because this is for me a form of respect too. Uh, I'm very concerned for what's happening in this country right now. It is beyond an elections. It's beyond the two different ideology that would be pretty much bad already, because one ideology is pretty much the antithesis of what the republic was founded upon. But it's now about treason, and I still can go back to sleep at night when I'm seeing with my own eyes that we've been kind of adding a coup. It's not military yet. They didn't come with the tanks, but they came with the ballots. They came with fraud. They came with some sort of a system that even more sneaky. And at the same time, now we've been taken over so much that these individuals, and especially right now, I'm talking about the leader of this, or at least was supposed to be the official leader, Mr. Biden, and that's the only way I'm going to address him. This is just me. I don't consider him the president at all. This man is destroying the country as fast as he can, and he's not an idiot. He's just following the plan. And at the same time, I refuse to call him my president, because so far all the evidence that I have that this has been the biggest travesty, I think, in the whole history of this republic. I'm not exactly a history expert, but I like to study, especially American history, and I'm trying to find another episode that we get so close to this constitutional crisis or this sort of a crisis period. What do you think, Supervisor Gould? Am I completely out of my mind, or maybe there is something here that you may agree with me?
No, I don't think you're crazy. I think it's happening. And I think what we've done is we've reached the tipping point to where America's youth have been so brainwashed that they no longer remember that they descended from people who would not be ruled.
Hmm.
The nation was birthed out of a gun grab,
Yeah.
essentially. The British were marching on Concord to get the guns that the uh, militia had stored there, and they don't even remember that. They'll tell people they let people tell them what to do essentially, and take away their freedom without even using force on them. They're afraid of people that might talk harshly to them,
Yeah.
might hurt their feelings or that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
And you know what is said, beyond even, of course, the fact that not even a duly elected president should act like this man is acting. I don't care if he was duly elected, everything, and nobody can tell me, okay, now you're going to be free after the 4th of July if you behave the way I want it. If you can will wear that dirty sock on your mouth because I say so, you're going to be able to be free again. That's pretty much what he told us. Uh, Even if he was duly elected, I would laugh at that. But the fact now that we have all this evidence, and I'm telling you, I know that the audit is still going through in Maricopa County, and it's amazing the stuff we're finding. And the fact that it's all there in front of our face, the biggest heist in the history of this republic, at least when it comes down to the foundation of the system that we have to vote for a president. We've been hijacked, we've been robbed. And the same time, the media, of course, they're all part of the same system, defending the lies.
Sure.
And we're supposed to go back home and say, okay, let's just wait for more years. There is nothing left in 4 more months here.
Right.
Seriously. I don't understand people say, oh, Trump in 2024. What is 2024? We're going to be dead by 2024. I mean, we're going to be bankrupt completely. So my point is, I know that your role is supervisor in the county. You're not in Congress, and even that would be difficult. But still, what can we do, first of all, to try to at least expose this travesty and not completely forget about it? Because I cannot go back home every night and say, I refuse to do that. How do you feel about that?
The first thing people need to do is remember when somebody tells you that, oh, this is all went through the courts. Well, it hasn't, because most of those, every time somebody filed a lawsuit, the court threw it out for not having standing.
Hmm.
So they never really heard the issue. They didn't rule on the merits of the case.
Yeah,
They ruled on some procedural garbage that kept it out of court.
that's true.
So I don't think there's any cases actually made it in front of a judge for an actual hearing.
Oh, Michigan, I think, it just went just a few days ago, was citing for the in favor of President Trump. The state, there was a lawsuit in Michigan. I just read the headlines. I didn't go through the fact that the laws, especially when it comes down to changing all these laws for the elections. Bottom line, Trump ended up that he was right. Now the point is, what are we going to do? What if now? And I hope so that we'll find out, at least to be able to find out all the way. Maricopa County audit is going to say, yes, there was fraud. So far, it seems like that we have thousands of ballots that they were just pure photocopy out of a Xerox machine without the, the seal.
Sure.
And after we found out that we've been
Yeah,
robbed,
unfolded mail-in ballots.
yeah, and okay, and this is great, by the way. Whatever is leading the people down there this charge, I commend them. I know that Senator Borelli was here, and he was one of the biggest, pusher in this direction. I tell you, there is a lot of pressure to try to shut you down. This is like you're dealing with the worse than the mob. These people have billions of dollars behind. They have the interest that they don't want to compromise, and somebody's trying to be even a little fly in their eyes can be a serious matter. So the fact that we are pursuing in Arizona to finding the truth, I think, is amazing. Now,
It's interesting that they know the left was not pushing back
mhm,
until recently. So when it started to come to a head that it was actually going to go forward, then they bring in 100 attorneys to try to quash it.
exactly, exactly,
Switch judges. The new
exactly.
judge, I believe, clerked for Hillary Clinton's former
Wow,
campaign law firm,
wow.
which is interesting in itself.
Talking
But
about
there was
conflict.
no pushback until it actually was coming to a head.
Yeah.
And, now they're trying to dream up reasons to discredit the outfit that's doing the count and all that kind of stuff, and using every procedural maneuver that they can to stop the count from happening, which only makes it seem like there's more to it.
Hmm.
That there's more going. There's something there, or why would they be fighting so hard to keep the count from happening?
Or this, I tell you, I don't want to never get used to what's happening or what happened, because this is like somebody in front of us just 3 days ago. They stole everything we had, and now we are going to be on our land that our forefathers gave it to us, and we prosper for all these generations. The goal of these people, this is not a conspiracy. You can see in 3 months what was the agenda. In 100 days, our deficit is going to be impossible to repay. All the things that
Yeah, they've given away 6 times the tax revenue they
Mhm,
take in a year,
exactly.
which is a year is a huge amount of money,
Yeah.
but 6 years of tax revenue is what they've given away.
And this is my point. I don't care which party you are. All I care that you have a little bit of brain and understanding what is common sense and what is completely suicidal. These people are